How to take pictures in the high school gym. Short version. What we will cover. What sports are played in the gym. Issues. Gear. Camera and lens. What lens do you need for your gym? Exposure and white balance. Move around. And do not use a flash. What sports are played in the gym? At my school, in the fall, girls volleyball. In the winter, basketball and wrestling. In the spring, boys volleyball and badminton. Issues: light, low light level. That is bad. High school gyms are not lighted to the level of college or pro arenas, and that is the problem. Some gyms are dimmer than others, and some gyms are very dim. The light is usually even over the court. Now that's good, except for badminton, where they use the entire court floor all the way out to the gym walls where the light level is lower. Action: volleyball and basketball are fast, and so are some of the badminton hits. Gear: camera with a max ISO of at least 25,600. Things can get dim in the gym, and depends on what lens you use, you may need to go up high. Lens: for a dim gym, saying is, in low light, fast glass wins, and these are fast glass. 17 to 50 2.8 APS-C DSLR lens. Unfortunately, it has been discontinued. 24 to 70 2.8 mirrorless, or on a DSLR if you cannot find the discontinued 17 to 50 2.8. 70 to 200 2.8. 35-1.8 and 50-1.8 for the dim gyms. For a bright gym, 24 to 120 f4 lens or similar. Tamron 35 to 150 2.8 to 4 DSLR lens. Again, discontinued lens, but that is a great lens for the gym. And the kit lenses, the 18 to 55 and 18 to 140 class lens. And the various APS-C kit lenses, such as the 18 to 55 and the 18 to 140. These kit lenses become practical with AI noise reduction. What lens do you need for your gym? Take your camera and a general purpose lens to the gym. Set the camera, exposure mode M, shutter speed 1/200 of a second, aperture f5.6, ISO 6400. Take a picture of a person in the middle of the court floor. Adjust the shutter speed to get a good exposure of the person. If the shutter speed is lower than 1/200 of a second, you have a dim gym. You should be using an f1.8 prime lens like the 35-1.8 and 50-1.8. Note, however, while your gym may not be dim, if you go to an away game at another school, that gym may be dim. Exposure: exposure mode M. Shutter speed: for basketball, volleyball, and badminton, 1/1000th of a second, but no slower than 1/500th of a second. For wrestling, 1/500th of a second, but no slower than 1/250th of a second. The issue here is, the slower you drop your shutter speed, the more you will have subject motion blur. Aperture: shoot wide open, or max aperture, which is also the smallest f number. So, on the lenses, 17 to 50, 24 to 70, and 70 to 200, all 2.8 lenses, shoot at wide open, f2.8. On the 35 and 50 f1.8 lenses, shoot at f1.8 or 2. On the kit lenses, such as the 18 to 55 and 18 to 140 class lens, set it to f5.6. On these variable aperture lenses, you have to select the max aperture at the longest focal length. If you set the max aperture at the short focal length, like at 18, it's going to be down at f3.5, but as you zoom out to the longer focal length, the aperture is going to close down to 5.6. So it doesn't make any sense to set it to 3.5 when that's not going to be what you're shooting at. ISO, set to auto or manual. For the 35 and 51.8 lens, set to ISO 3200. For the 2.8 lenses, 17 to 50, 24 to 70, and 70 to 200, set to 6400. For the kit lenses, the 18 to 55 and 18 to 140 lens, set to 5.6 at ISO 25,600. And it's in red because at 25,600 you are going to get high ISO noise. For all of these manual settings, adjust as necessary for your gym. Process. Before the game, take a test shot. Is the exposure okay? If not, adjust. With the auto ISO, adjust the exposure compensation. With manual ISO, adjust the ISO level up or down. Exposure caution. Gyms with exterior doors and windows. If you point your camera towards the open door or window, the sun coming in from the door or window may confuse the meter into underexposing the athlete, as in the picture on the top right. Sun coming in through the door, camera's going, whoa, too bright, and it's going to drop the exposure. So as you can see, the athletes are dark because the camera has lowered the exposure. In this situation, you want to shoot full manual so the camera is not adjusting the exposure on you. White balance. Most cameras have an auto white balance that works reasonably well. If the color is off, you will have to do a custom white balance adjustment. Please see the instructions for your camera. The reason is the procedure to set the white balance is not the same for all cameras, which is why you have to read the instructions for your camera. Practice doing the custom white balance in the classroom. Because it is not something you do often, it can be confusing when you try to do it. You may need a piece of white paper. Again, it's going to be part of the instructions. The instructions will tell you how you need to take your white balance and what you may need for it. After the game, always return the white balance to auto. If you do not, you will sabotage the next person to use the camera. And I have seen it. I've had one of my students come up to me with her pictures all blue because someone had changed the white balance in front of her and did not change it back to auto. So when she took her pictures, it was set with the prior white balance setting. Move around. Don't just stay in one place. Go to different parts of the court, from the bleachers, from a loft, or a balcony. Do not use a flash. Standard rule. Flash is not allowed for gym sports. With the proper gear and knowledge, you can shoot without a flash. The end. Please like and subscribe.